the second Masterclass I'm here for.
Yeah.
And you've got 250 delegates last time and this time as well.
We created icareCTG trying to disseminate all this knowledge and to help midwives and gynecologists to learn this different way of dealing with the labor.
CTG or cardiotocograph was introduced in 1960s, almost 50 years ago. And the idea was to recognize babies who are exposed to hypoxia or oxygen deprivation during labor so that we can timely intervene and to prevent cerebral palsy or deaths. But the problem was we introduced this technology without any robust scientific research, no randomized controlled trials, no proper observational studies, which meant that we did not realize what we were looking at. So some of our senior obstetricians thought this pattern was good, this was not good, and we perpetuated that clinical practice for years to come. And this resulted in us panicking for CTG tracers and increasing the cesarean section rate for women. At the same time, missing babies who are really struggling in labor and then not changing cerebral palsy or perinatal deaths. So after 50 years, we find ourselves as a profession in a situation where we haven't reduced cerebral palsy or perinatal deaths, but we have increased the operative interventions after introducing CTG. And that is mainly because we have lost the baby, the fetus, in fetal monitoring. I soon realized it's not the midwife or obstetrician who were bad. It's a tool that they were given, the guidelines and the way the CTG was interpreted based on pattern recognition. That was making good doctors and good midwives to make mistakes. So I then went back to basic physiology and to find out how do I change this to put the baby in the center of fetal monitoring, moving away from guidelines, using the knowledge of fetal physiology and the physiology that we learned in medical school back into the CTG. And I'm very pleased that it has been a long journey, but our emergency cesarean section has dropped in my hospital. Not only that, the metabolic acidosis rate was 2.8% before I started, and it is now 0.8%. And the incidence of hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy or HIE has also significantly reduced. And I'm also pleased to say that 5 other hospitals have done similar master classes like we are doing together in Spain. They have shown reduction in cerebral palsy and reduction in cesarean section. So I'm very pleased that this journey brought me to where I am today.
Una manera que parece muy diferente a lo que siempre se nos ha enseñado y que puede ser que nos cambie mucho el día a día, ¿no? En la herramienta posiblemente más útil de nuestra profesión.
A nivel formativo como residentes, los registros la verdad es que siempre son un problemilla ahí, sujetos a discusiones siempre con 2 adjuntos, y un curso así siempre viene bien.
Me encanta porque nos hemos podido detener y pensar qué es lo que pasa realmente con nuestro bebé.
Mañana tengo guardia y ya pienso aplicar todo lo que se nos enseñe hoy.
I'm very privileged to be here, and also not only you have been my former fellow and to see you doing really well with CTGs, and also I recently heard that you are supporting some cerebral palsy foundation to support charities who are dealing with brain damaged babies, and that's really, really good.
This is Aspace Foundation, and they work with cerebral palsy babies and also their families. It's only fair that we use the money to help them.